October is here once again, which means your favorite day, Halloween, is on its way. The one day of year where you can go to your neighbor's home with a mask at night and demand things. Here at the Never Knowns channel, we never think it's too early to start thinking about your next amazing Halloween costume. And that's why we're proud to announce the Spirit Halloween and Never Knowns channel crossover event in association with Dean Schmoller Industries.
Julie, are we doing some kind of a Halloween event?
Speaking of Dean Schmoller, why not dress up like the man himself and bring a little corporate power to the costume party? As an added bonus to this costume, you'll be able to impress your friends with a customized message from Never Knowns himself.
Complete faith in Dean? They deepfake me, Julie. Julie, they deepfake me. Call Taylor Swift's attorney.
Get ready to be the envy of everyone else on the dance floor, because you're going to be looking sharp in this costume.
How is this a crossover costume? This is just a bag with a knife in it. Bag. Oh, knife! How are you even supposed to wear a knife? Don't answer that. I got it as soon as I finished the question.
You wanted it, so we made it. The Snapping Turtle Wrangler, a fan favorite of the Never Knowns channel.
Wow, that is an obscure reference to the channel. I'd be surprised if anyone knew where that's from.
And don't forget to use Bago Knife to give it a more authentic look.
Absolutely not. Do not use Bago Knife to cut off your finger.
Send us your finger and we'll give you 10% off your next purchase, as well as use your finger for future costumes. Hit us up at #GiveEmTheFinger.
911, how can I help you?
I'm a YouTuber. I have 154 subscribers. I demand diplomatic immunity.
Now, you and I both know it just wouldn't be Halloween unless we had nuclear launch codes. Or maybe a chance to look like our Dark Lord and Savior Gashapin is more up your alley.
What do the symbols mean? Julie, what do the symbols mean?
Hail, Gashapin.
And of course, my personal favorite, a mother's disappointment.
The only thing I failed at worse was being a good son. Yeah, it's all fun and games until the bombs drop. Speaking of the bomb, today's video is brought to you by Slaptam, and it's titled The Scariest Security Footage Out There. As usual, I'll be leaving a link to the video in the description below. Be sure to go over there, give them a like and a subscribe. But without further ado, come on! Alright, let's get it, guys.
You're about to witness some of the scariest
Galen!
videos found around the internet. Let's check them out.
I love security footage, by the way. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite when it comes to paranormal stuff.
Shot in Wellington Market, Telford, Shropshire, UK, and uploaded to YouTube by Old Spitalfields Market, the creepy footage recorded in this security video shows how a stack of boxes wound up scattered down a flight of stairs.
Oh, we know how it happened.
A shadowy figure zips up the staircase and appears to almost run into the stacked boxes. The figure seems to blur as it moves toward the boxes and knocks them down. Those watching this alleged ghost may want to pause the video several times to get a better look.
Yeah, exactly. I'm assuming he's talking about this here because it kind of blurs out or the stairs. This is pretty good because if it was like a cat or a raccoon or like maybe somebody just like chilling up there, we would probably be able to see it. That being said, maybe this is just a lighting effect with the lights not being able to, because of the security camera. You know, this isn't 4K, okay? This is low budget. We just need something back there for the insurance type camera. So, you know, somebody could be behind the boxes over here or something, just pushing stuff off. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work for not a lot of payoff.
While some might claim that a strong wind could have brought the boxes down, the fact that a subtle shadowy image is visible and that the larger box in the forefront doesn't move at all proves otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know.
According to an article about the incident in the Mirror, the manager of the market, Kay Bokier, said, "We came into the market in the morning and the boxes were all over the place. They were on the floor and over the stairs. We thought there'd been an intruder. So we obviously went straight to the CCTV. We couldn't believe what we saw. There was nobody there when the boxes fell off."
We'd have to know how heavy the boxes and stuff are, right? Like, if it's just like empty boxes that they stacked up there, sure. But if there's stuff in there and those are full cans of like pork and beans or something like that, we got them. We got them on camera.
The market is an old Victorian building that dates as far back as 1244. Old historic structures often have ghost stories tied to them. The traders and stall owners have reported hand dryers starting up without anyone around, doors slamming and coughing noises coming from empty parts of the building. Those who work there never know when or where something spooky might happen.
The problem with these big spaces like that is you're not quite sure. Like, there are a bunch of little stores and mall stores. People could be working late, or people could be showing up early, doing like inventory. You know, people usually wait till places close to do inventory. I don't know. It's not great. It's not bad. I wasn't there, so I don't know. We could have got him.
It's rumoured that all kinds of paranormal activity haunt the many theatres around London. As London has
Victoria
such a long
Place Theatre
history,
Wig
it's
Room
perhaps
Ghost, in
no
case my
surprise that
picture's in
paranormal
the
and
way.
poltergeist activity has been reported. One particular theatre, the Victoria Palace Theatre, is said to be especially haunted. Check out this frightening clip uploaded by the YouTube channel Billy Elliot the Musical. A number of inexplicable occurrences seem to take place. Check it out. At around the 7-second mark, we witness the door to the costume changing room open seemingly of its own accord. It stays open for a few moments before slowly closing again on its own.
You know, it makes you wonder, like, the ghost comes in here and goes, I think I'm going to just try to pass myself off as one of them today. I'll just grab a couple of wigs, maybe powder myself up real quick. They'll never know I'm here for the show, and just kind of like walk out. That would have been awesome if we just saw like a floating wig and a couple of rosy cheeks just kind of go around the corner. See, that's the stuff. That's the ghost footage we need. Powdered wigs.
A little time goes by before we get to see another hair-raising event. One of the model heads on which a wig rests suddenly falls to the ground.
What else do you want?
Shortly after, a few objects that were on the wig changing table suddenly fall to the ground, right before the clip ends.
Get the...
Dressers of the Victoria Palace Theatre have suggested that the hauntings could be due to one specific person, the early 20th century Russian ballerina Anna Pavlova. While Pavlova was an extremely successful dancer, she was also incredibly superstitious, even afraid to see her own picture on posters.
So now she is the superstition. It's a big circle, guys. It's like the snake eating the tail. We're afraid of the ghosts, then we become the ghost. We're afraid of the ghosts, we become the ghosts. See how that works? It's going to happen to all of us eventually.
She used to use different entrances than most people to enter the theatre. In the wig room once rested a statue of Pavlova, which was eventually removed during World War II. Present-day dressers believe that Pavlova's spirit continues to haunt the room, causing the random opening and shutting of doors as well as flying wigs and missing props, forever imprinting her own superstitions onto the theatre.
I just don't get why ghosts are so hell-bent on throwing shit around. Like, why? If you've got to spend the rest of eternity somewhere, why do you want to make it look like garbage? Like, you're just going to throw everything around. Like, you'll see these old abandoned buildings and the ghosts are just like, back this place. And they just, I know I'm cussing, but they just like throw stuff. And they're just like, well, maybe you deserve what you got then. Because apparently you don't appreciate what you don't have or did have. Or I'm not quite sure, but you know what I'm saying, right? If a kid came in there and just started throwing stuff around, you'd be like, pick this up. Grow up. to a ghost.
In December
Come on.
2020, Reddit user T-Course received an alert on their phone that someone was at the door in the middle of the night in the pouring rain. Take a look at their eerie nighttime visitor.
Why is your mouth? Is he yawning? Yeah, okay, thank God. It scared me.
A woman is standing in the doorway with her mouth wide open.
She did it again.
She shuffles her feet back and forth, all the while her mouth is still agape.
Okay, so they don't know who this woman is, I'm assuming, that came to their door, and she's just like... What would cause somebody to do that? Maybe she's really thirsty, but she's standing in the rain. I don't know. Do any of y'all do that? Do you just stand in front of the door not knowing, like if you didn't know that they're being recorded, do you just stand there and do weird things? I know some of you do. Don't look at me like I'm the crazy one. Huh? Huh? Look at that.
Luckily, the homeowner wasn't home at the time and didn't have to decide whether or not to answer the door.
Well, what do you think? This lady looks kind of old. What do you think? You're gonna answer the door and she's just gonna take you out? Not gonna. And that's how I got kicked off YouTube.
Said it reminded them of the 2014 horror movie The Taking of Deborah Logan, in which a
Oh,
rather infamous
yeah.
scene portrays a possessed woman with an unhinged jaw. And
If you guys haven't seen this movie, it's bananas. Go see it right now. Stop watching my video. Go watch this.
someone getting swallowed whole.
Not someone,
So
a
what
kid.
would you do in this situation?
Spoiler
would you be
alert.
a good Samaritan and
I
invite
gotta
this
say that
lady in
before.
for tea and scones? Or would you hide under some coats and wait till it all blows over?
You know, she could have been looking for
In
help.
this clip, uploaded to
for
Durban
something.
Paranormal on TikTok, we see CCTV footage of some kind of large room. It was captured on September 12th, 2021 at around 4:30 in the morning. There's two security guards on the left-hand side of frame doing their rounds when suddenly something strange happens. Watch.
See it?
Oh, I did.
It's subtle, but watching that again, you can see the chair in the center of frame move.
See it?
Yeah.
One of the security guards approaches the table, looking at the chair for a moment before turning to leave the area. The other security guard approaches and touches the chair as well, clearly puzzled. The two talk for a few seconds before exiting the frame together.
What is this? Is this like a movie theater or something? Like, you got these seats over here like the UN. Like, they're about to pass some laws. But, like, what is this? Like, this looks like a movie theater or a presentation center. I don't know, but you got ghosts. You got ghosts. Bill Murray needs to show up and be like, you got
The
it.
person filming the clip is actually another security officer sitting in the camera room. He's filming the security monitor with his phone. He says that the two guards we can see on camera actually reported the moving chair to him, so he could review the footage and see what actually happened. And as you can see, upon review, there's no easy way to explain the chair's movements.
One guard goes over to take a look, and they decide to leave. What the heck's going on?
Yeah, I'd leave
The
too.
guard's reaction looks quite genuine, and the fact that they radioed the incident into the security desk does make you wonder what actually made the chair move. Was it something supernatural, or is there another way to explain this strange clip?
It's obvious. That's swamp gas
See it?
with ducks flying through it. Isn't that what they always say? It's swamp gas. Swamp gas!
Hospitals are considered by many to be hotspots for wandering
two.
spirits and ghosts, as they see a
Exactamo.
lot of death in their halls. One particular hospital in Peru is said to be home to multiple hauntings that simply can't be explained any other way. In one video shared by YouTuber Jesus Enrique Mazano Ramos, we get to see one exceptionally eerie spiritual happening right in front of our eyes. The CCTV footage provided shows an early morning feed of the empty day surgery service at the hospital. It would appear something very unusual was caught on camera. Let's take a look.
No lo va a captar. ¿Has visto? Mira cómo se... ¿Has visto dónde ha salido? Caminando.
15 seconds into the footage, viewers
No,
can see
no. Let me tell you why this is bad. It's bad because of, number one, this camera was built before we invented the wheel. Second, the lighting is messed up. So if they say something like the guy appeared out of nowhere, that's because the camera's bad. It's not because the dude is like supernatural.
what appears to be a spooky human-like shape appear on the left side of the frame and walk through what appears to be a car park. As the figure walks to the right of shot, it begins to become more and more transparent until it fully fades away into nothingness.
That's the camera. I'm 99.99% sure that's the camera. This is a very bad outside camera. Probably had a bunch of weather. Listen, that's not what you think it is. I think it looks creepy. I do think it looks creepy, but I don't think it's paranormal. I know they can't all be bangers. They can't all be bangers.
Workers in this hospital have stated that these spiritual sightings are quite common in the building and that they believe they're actually souls. As this figure looks like and walks exactly as a human does, could it possibly be a soul that once passed away inside this very hospital?
Does he look like he's wearing a hospital gown? Do you think was he just in the waiting room too long and they never got to him? Because this looks like he's just wearing regular clothes. But, okay, maybe. It's possible.
Félix tiene que salir de dudas.
I don't know, guys. What do you think? Type me
Home
down.
security systems
Maybe you're
are an
mad at
excellent
me. I
way
don't
to
know.
keep track of what's going on around you. However, you might end up discovering things that are better left unseen. Like in this footage uploaded to Instagram by famed paranormal investigator Greg Ludwig, who goes by the username Ghost Inspector Greg. The footage was shot using the night vision mode of a backyard camera late one night. According to the homeowners, no one was in the yard at the time the video was recorded.
Okay, gotcha.
Yet, if you watch closely, you'll notice a shadow suddenly appear in the yard.
Watch this spot right here. You can see a shadow appear. Boom.
Look,
No
we
one's
got a
there.
Dementor.
It looks like it's being cast by a person, but there's clearly no one there.
You can see a shadow appear. Boom.
And no one's there.
The shadow isn't the only strange thing caught by the camera. Near the bottom of the shadow, we also see an orb of bright light appear and disappear several times over the course of a few seconds.
And then you see this little orb right here.
And then you keep-
Watch. Babe. Look at that.
Okay, so if I hate trying to debunk stuff, but we got to do it. Look, we got to go back here real quick. So here's the deal. He's not showing the whole porch because the porch is going to lead up to a door, like a glass door. It's not a regular door. And what happens is, yes, it's probably the shadow of the person coming down the porch stairs because the door's over here, the glass door. And the light that he sees is a light that he's probably shining through the glass door. That's probably what that is. I don't know for sure. I wasn't there. If the individual is saying, I wasn't there, it wasn't me, I'm going to have to go with the individual unless they're proven to be lying. I know debunkers are just like, that's just what it is. Moving on. And they should. We need debunkers. Of course we do. But the bottom line is then that means you're calling that guy a liar. And I like to give people the benefit of the doubt beforehand. Anyways, just my own philosophy in life.
Greg. The footage was
Trust
shot using
people,
the night vision mode
not
of a
ghosts.
backyard camera late one night. According to the homeowners, no one was in the yard at the time the video was recorded. Yet, if you watch closely, you'll notice a shadow suddenly appear in the yard.
Watch this spot right here. You can see a shadow appear.
Yeah, you see how you
And
can't
no one's
see?
there.
It looks like it's being cast by a person, but there's
Yeah.
clearly no one there.
You can see a shadow appear. Boom.
And no one's there.
The shadow isn't the only strange thing caught by the
The only thing that they got going for them, I would say, like to say that maybe this is real, is the shadow doesn't seem to be showing on the porch itself over here. So if it was from the door, the shadow would go all the way down and out. So that's the only thing I think they got going for them. But
the camera.
I
Near the
wish
bottom of
this
the
stuff was
shadow, we
real,
also see
guys.
an orb of
I
bright
believe
light
in the
appear and
paranormal.
disappear
Don't get
several
mad at me.
times
Calm
over
down.
the course of a few seconds.
There's more to go.
You see this little orb right here. Watch. Babe. Look at that. No one's out back.
It just sits there too.
It does. It just sits right there.
And you can see the whole shadow, like a
It's
person.
nuts.
According to some paranormal experts, orbs of light are a common way for spirits to manifest, as they require significantly less energy than corporeal manifestations. So could this orb indicate that the shadow is being cast by a ghost? After a few seconds, the orb disappears.
Yeah.
Now watch. The person's gonna disappear.
Followed shortly by the shadow itself.
It's like they're just boom.
Boom. Gone.
Some viewers believe that the
That's
orb
pretty
captured
good.
in the video could be a simple glare from residual light, but the human-shaped shadow is harder to explain.
Yeah, because if they walked away, you would see the shadow move away. It wouldn't just disappear. That's pretty good. I might have to eat my words here.
What do you think could have caused it? Share your theories with the community in the comments section down below.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
It's like they're just. Boom.
I think it's real. I think it's real now. You've changed my mind,
In this
Slappy.
video, shared to YouTube by Haunted Forest Monsters, it appears as though something strange has been caught on an outdoor security camera. Take a look.
Yo, what the f?
Yeah. That's really good. Let me tell you why this kind of footage is my favorite. You see how much, like the original video we saw with the parking lot and the light, and I was just like, that's not good. This one's better because you see how you can see the difference in the windows. You can kind of see the skyline, like the separation of the lights. Everything looks a little clearer, even though it's further off. This is much better. So this wouldn't have a blurred out individual, especially if it stays blurry the whole way across. It shouldn't stay like that. That's really good. This is the stuff I like. This is the grade A stuff.
According to the YouTuber, this footage was captured on a camera and placed outside of their mother's workplace.
Yeah, I like this. Does
If
it
you watch
go across?
closely, there appears to be something moving across the parking lot.
Yeah, this is way better.
What the f, dude?
The figure is white and semi-transparent, but clearly has a human form. As it moves, you can clearly see legs moving back and forth.
Yeah, and since it looks like legs, like actual legs like that, I don't think it's a bug. That's where the action is, kids. That's where the action is. Right there. It's not, it doesn't
Often
seem
issues
big.
with camera compression rates are thought to be responsible for
But that's the good
semi-transparent anomalies.
It's going to be the simple little things like this that's going to bring it to light. This is what it takes. A little something like this, security footage, you know, stuff where like if you start manipulating it, you could lose your job for like trying to post this stuff. This is the good stuff. This is the hard to debunk stuff right here.
Anomalies that show up on film. However, many still seem certain that footage like this really does show a paranormal entity. While it's hard to deny that this figure certainly does look otherworldly, more evidence is still needed before we can definitively say that a ghost really has been caught on camera in this parking lot.
The good thing is here at the Never Knowns channel, we don't require such things. What are you, crazy? We've already seen it. We've analyzed it. We know it. This is the best part of the channel. Like and subscribe. I am not qualified, but I pretend to be. Yeah, this is good. This is how we're gonna do it.
In this video,
Right
a
there.
shadow figure makes an appearance in yet another seemingly normal place, this time in a hallway of a regular home. What makes this particular video more spine-chilling is the fact that an innocent baby may have been involved. as shared by YouTuber Captured Camera TV. We see what appears to be a hallway of a normal residential home. Soon after the clip starts, we hear a violent banging sound. Seconds later, we see something unusual. Take a look. A dark shadow appears on the left side of the wall. The figure seems to travel down the hallway with its shadow appearing on the right wall as it makes its way down the hall. We then see the shadow figure go into a room on the right-hand side. After a few moments, the shadow entity reappears briefly outside of the door again, while a baby begins to cry. As the video goes on, the baby's cries turn into loud screams until the baby ceases to make noise. We then see the shadow figure re-emerge and leave down the hallway.
Okay, stop. All right, number one, why is there a shop vac in the middle of this home? Why is this sitting here just out in the open? Put this up. You got kids here. They're going to trip. They're going to fall. They're going to hurt themselves. Second, get a priest, a lawyer, I don't know, the manager at Dunkin' Donuts. Get them in there and start getting rid of evicting this thing. That's priority one, okay? The kid is screaming. It's trying to steal its soul. This is not complicated, okay? Is it real? I don't know. It's 2016. Nobody's debunked it, so I'm assuming it's real.
The fact that the baby started howling when the shadow figure entered the room is certainly eerie timing. What could the figure have done to the baby while it was haunting the room? Or could the baby's cries not be related to the figure at all, and instead be pure coincidence? There's been no explanation for what's happening in this clip, so we can only make assumptions for ourselves. As usual, I'll throw this out to you, the audience. Let me know what you think's happening in this eerie video, then let us know down in the comments.
That's good. That's pretty good.
TikToker Lenaroy Kangi uploaded this weird piece of CCTV footage and it's been creeping people out ever since. Check out the spooky cat.
Okay, before we begin, I want to do this again. Camera looks pretty good. You can see reflections of objects in the glass. There's a separation. This looks pretty good. I can see other things. This looks like a propane tank or maybe possibly a water guzzler cooler thing. We got Kitty down here making some moves. All right, let's continue. So pretty good camera.
Capture for yourself.
Kung inyo mapapansin, may isang lalaking nakaitim na naglalakad. Pagmasdan mabuti kung ano ang mangyayari sa kanya.
Look, even the camera's like, what the?
We can see what appears to be the body of a man strolling down the street with no head.
May isang lalaking nakaitim na naglalakad. Pagmasdan mabuti kung
Look at the cat. The cat's like, what in the?
ano ang mangyayari sa kanya.
Weirdly, the man then seems to vanish before a truck drives down the road from the opposite direction. In cases of missing body parts, people often cite wonky security cameras or glitches as the cause. In this case, the man's body is very clearly defined while there's no blurriness where his head should be.
Okay, wait. So, can we see his hands and stuff? The reason I ask is maybe this is
in this case, the man's body is very clearly defined while there's no blurriness where his head should be. The blurriness, often seen in these sorts of situations, are typically associated with low compression rates. As such, it makes it less likely that it's simply a case of a faulty camera, and more likely a case of something a little spookier.
Okay, wait a second. He's moving the camera right as I want to see something. I want to see...
In this case, the man's body is very clearly...
So what I want to see is if I can, you see this little lumpy thing here? I want to see if I can see it still there as he walks by.
Defined, while there's
he
no
moved the camera.
blurriness where his head should be. The blurriness often seen in these...
I don't like that. I would rather watch the whole thing. That being said, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If I could...
Sorts of situations are typically associated with low compression rates. As such, it makes it less likely that it's simply a case of a faulty camera, and more likely a case of something a little spookier.
Yeah, you see... Yeah, we can see stuff on the other side and it doesn't change. It looked like he had a bag of snacks too. I don't know exactly how he eats without a mouth, but you know, get in where you fit in.
This next clip shows why it's probably a good idea to have a home security system installed. It's nearly 1 a.m. on the 31st of July 2020.
Okay, so we do understand now that there are capable cameras out there for security review, right? So compare this camera, security camera, to the ones we've been seeing. Do you understand? Like, how are you going to have an office building being guarded by a 1973 video camera? You know, they didn't have video cameras back then, but you know what I mean.
20, when this Redditor, Navy Beans, receives an alert on their phone that movement has been detected outside of their house. They open their feed and see this.
What the is that? Wait, let me see that again. It's walking like
man.
Look, it's walking like a video game character, like that old game Pitfall. Remember Pitfall? You might not remember, but he's like, look, watch how he walks. Watch.
Can be seen walking up the driveway. A second camera catches the man behaving erratically as he paces about.
Oh. Hold on, this dude's buck. This dude's full buck.
He seems dazed and confused.
Oh my God, that's a real guy. And he's butt naked. Dude, he got into the peyote. That is the paranormal thing we call meth.
At one point, he grabs the garden hose off the reel and walks around the side of the house.
Yeah, this dude is blitzed. There he goes.
He slinks out of view of the camera for a brief moment. Then eventually walks back down the driveway.
Back into the darkness. Look at him. Look at him do a little jog, too. He's like, gotta get back to the meth.
The homeowner notes that they live on a rural 3-acre property on a mountain. It's miles to the nearest town and even their neighbours are far away. The OP jokingly said it could be a Terminator wandering around naked after travelling back from the future. Ultimately, though, they were completely baffled by the sighting. I'm surprised they managed to find humour in it, as this is a pretty genuinely terrifying thing to see happening on your property.
I don't know. If I saw that and I was out there and I was like, I'd be like, hey, get out of here. I got kids here. They don't need to see your sling ding. I don't know. Do people still call it a sling ding? I don't think anybody ever called it a sling ding. Look at him.
Most commenters on the post agreed that the man must have been on drugs and was lost and confused.
Yeah.
Still, there's no telling what a person in this sort of manic state might be capable of. So what would you do if you saw this on your home security feed? Let me know in the comments down below.
I'd be like, hey, Walter White, get back to your little Winnebago. Like, get out of here. Let him just scurry. I love how he just scurries off back into the darkness. Gotta get to the meth. I'm going to take a second here because people might not like me making fun of people like that. Because he could have just like a mental issue or something like that. We have to find a way to cope with scary like this as individuals. Sometimes we just need to laugh. That's terrifying. If I would have looked out and said, I just got a random naked dude fondling my garden hose, I'd be a little upset too, you know? So we got to be honest with each other. Sometimes we just got to laugh because it's the only way we can deal with all whatever the hell this is.
While driving on freeways, we expect to see lots of cars, lights, and long stretches of road. But what about when we see something more sinister on the highway? That's what seemed to happen in this clip originally posted on I'm Haunted's YouTube page. In the video, we see CCTV footage of a freeway with cars driving by. After a few moments, on the left side of the frame, we see something eerie.
Got him! What?
We can see what appears to be a mysterious figure resembling a man casually walking across the left side of the road. A couple of seconds after it appears, a big truck drives into frame and seemingly right into the figure.
Look, man, even the numbers are low def on this camera. What is happening?
As the truck drives on, we can see the entity again, walking just as it was moments ago. The figure then steps onto the freeway median before disappearing completely.
It's good.
Here it is again,
bad.
zoomed in and in slow motion.
Was this a government camera or something? It looks like it. I have heard, I think in a couple videos ago or whatever, there was a video about like people getting into car accidents on highways and stuff because these ghosts are like looping through going across the highway and people will see them, and they've caused like actual accidents that have injured people. So this is not surprising. It's surprising that the truck didn't see him, but the camera did. But I have heard stories and seen stories and actual news reports about this before.
The creator of this video believes
that
the ghostly figure
you talk to your
could
insurance
actually be
company
a time traveler from another era exploring the road. Some commentators of the video have disputed this, however, wondering how a time traveler could have walked away unharmed after being hit by a truck. This led to others speculating that it could indeed be a ghost, spirit, or other paranormal being haunting the highway.
Did they say it was a time traveler? That's a time traveler? I'm pretty sure a time traveler would have figured out where he was going to pop out. If he didn't, then he's a piss poor time traveler.
Give the clip another look and judge for yourself.
Very slow too, like methodical.
YouTuber Tammy Jackson is another unfortunate homeowner who got more than they bargained for with a home security camera. When a motion detecting camera goes off and no one's around, what's a homeowner to think? The Ring home security camera that recorded this footage was placed on the back of the house to monitor the backyard.
Ooh, I think I've seen this one. Hang on, this is a good one.
When they detect motion, we know that something must have happened to trigger it. Mere seconds into the video, we can guess what it must have been. Take a look.
Yeah, look at this. And then it flips on.
A white, misty shape seems to be hovering along the ground. It moves across the ground for a few seconds before suddenly disappearing.
Looks like its head is wobbling.
A moment after it disappears, a motion-sensing floodlight in the backyard turns on. There's clearly no one there.
Yeah, man, we got him. Because here's the deal. People would say, oh, it's a bug. It's a bug on the lens. The problem is that it set off the light over here. So if it was really close to the lens, that wouldn't make sense. It actually set the light off.
It's possible that a small animal hidden in the shadows could have caused the camera and even the light to turn on. However, that doesn't explain the odd, misty figure that appears in the back of the yard. Is this some strange atmospheric condition? Or is it something a little more sinister?
It's the Blair
Let us
Witch.
know what you think down below.
Look at that. That's a good one.
It's thought that paranormal entities can take on all types of different shapes and
Office
forms.
entity.
One of the most common is the shape of a shadow figure, or a dark entity that resembles a shadow.
All I hear is the office. You got like a spirit ghost, like with a cup of coffee.
In this instance, viewers can see a possible shadow figure taking on the manifestation of a circular black mass. YouTuber Hidden World has shared this clip, which has made the employees of this office want to give it a double look. The first 25 seconds of the video is still footage of an office space with a couch,
What
a
is
couple of
this?
desks, and a chair. It's after the 30-second mark, however, that something bizarre is caught on camera. We can see a small black mass appear near the doorway of the office space. The mass slowly hovers up from the floor before suddenly moving over the desk and chair and turning into a strange mist. The clip is played twice more with a focus on the strange shape as it moves over the desk. What's particularly odd about this shadow figure is its transformation from a solid black shape to being nearly transparent in just a second.
Okay, so we got to do what we do. It's a pretty decent camera. We can see it's not great. It's probably low mid-range. But first things first, if this is a home, they're saying it's an office. It could be a home office. Do you have a cat? Because it looks like something a cat would do. Jump on your desk and move around your stuff and jump down. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to... I got to go to the comments on this one. What do you think? Cat? Or not cat? Cat? Ghost.
We can only hope this dark figure had innocent intentions.
Especially if it does your taxes for you. That would have been nice, huh?
Because hospitals
claim a
see
ghost,
more than their
that'd be
fair
nice.
share of death, they're often thought to be rife with paranormal activity. Sometimes when they're closed down, they're converted, in this case, into office space. And if this clip from Redditor Passan DNF is to be believed, some of the ghostly residents might have stayed behind. Take a look. The footage was captured on a security camera just after midnight. At such a late hour, one would think all of the employees have long since gone home. However, the building isn't as quiet or still as you might expect. If you look closely at the door closest to the camera, something odd happens. You'll notice the blinds on the window begin to move, almost as if a hand on the other side of the door has begun slowly running its fingers down them. A moment later, the door slowly creaks open until it's left ajar in the empty hallway, yet no one ever exits.
But maybe something did.
So what do you think? Could it be possible that some sort of paranormal entity has remained on the premises even after the hospital closed down? Perhaps the spirit of a former patient never left after losing their life in this very room.
Okay, so if I was to try to debunk this, I would say maybe the air conditioner kicked on and it did the blinds. It like ruffled the blinds. And because of the change in air pressure, the door wasn't closed all the way. And maybe because the air kicked on, maybe it caused the door to like open, like a suction type thing. That's all I got though. That's all I got.
Museums are a great place to see some incredible art, learn about history, and, according to this footage, possibly see ghosts. This eerie CCTV footage uploaded to YouTube by Casper Web TV has left viewers on edge.
First off, I'm not going to believe anything that happens in this video. This looks like something you would see with somebody working underwater on an oil rig. What is this? This is terrible. You can't clean this up? Like...
In the video, viewers see what appears to be a large room in the museum.
Is
with
it?
two bright lights shining down on the floor. The camera appears to have caught some unusual activity. Take a look.
Yeah.
A ghost-like figure appears out of nowhere and strolls over the floor under the lights where it becomes difficult to make out.
That's what's difficult to make out? I don't even know what the hell this is.
As it does this, the turnstiles in the bottom right of the shot appear to spin all on their own. After a few moments, the transparent figure turns around, making itself visible once more, before it walks back to the left of shot, then completely disappears.
It's a security guard checking things?
As this is live CCTV footage, viewers state that they're more likely to believe that this is an actual apparition over something that could have been manipulated or edited. Moreover, there doesn't seem to be anyone else in the room that could explain the arrival of the figure or why the turnstiles appear to move on their own.
Look, first things first. If I had a museum, I would immediately redo all the security cameras. How are you going to prosecute somebody for stealing stuff? Huh? Well, the ghost took it. The ghost took it. No, it's the 3 pixels per minute that took it. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I apologize. Let us continue.
More importantly, the transparent nature of the figure is certainly mysterious. Give this clip another view and let us know what you think.
I'm just going to... I enjoy Slapcam. I'm just going to disregard that one.
Our first piece of creepy Ring doorbell security footage was uploaded to Reddit by user Seaton4130. In 2019, this homeowner received an alert that there was someone at the front door. Judging by the post, they decided not to answer it, and it's easy to see why. Take a look. An unsettling masked person offering...
Okay, so it's definitely Halloween, right? Because we got pumpkins and stuff. So a dude in costume is not crazy. An older dude in a costume is extremely creepy. Like if this was a kid, nobody would mind. But it's an older individual. Maybe he's hungry.
Free hugs is standing at the door.
Well, I think that's just part of the outfit.
They look menacingly into the camera, then point to their sign.
That is definitely a Never Known's Channel crossover.
Judging by the timestamp on the video, it is actually Halloween night, which does take the edge off this sighting just a little. But still, I'm not sure I'd be happily opening my door to this character, even if it was Halloween night.
Now, I will say this, to be fair to this person, I have heard of like parents whose kids aren't capable of going out on Halloween, that they'll dress up and they'll carry like cameras and stuff with them. And actually, I know it sounds dark and sad, but they'll go and they'll get candy and stuff for their kids and then bring it back. As a way to like get them involved. I know it sounds weird, but I have heard of this before. You might want to ditch the free hug sign though.
Usually parents use baby monitors to watch over their little ones in case they begin to cry, shift around, or express other types of discomfort. But what about when a parent notices something happening nearby the baby that is not explained by any usual behavior? That's exactly what happened to YouTuber Dad's Always Right when he saw something on his baby monitor that gave him the chills.
Where did he look at?
In the brief clip, a baby sleeps soundly in a baby carriage, snuggled up in blankets.
Yeah.
And suddenly, something eerie happens. The bear slowly turns sideways, seemingly all by itself. It stops a couple of seconds later, seemingly looking directly into the camera as the clip ends. Teddy bears and dolls moving all by themselves have been the plot points for countless horror films and TV shows. Usually in these films, the stuffed animals and dolls have sinister intentions, bringing death and destruction to the humans around them. Thankfully, this baby's dad and his child
Maybe the bear isn't bad, right? We're assuming the bear's bad. The bear might know where the camera is, and he's just kind of like, hey, looking good. Everything's good. He's sleeping tight. Like, maybe that's what's going on? Or the kid just breathes and it falls when the kid breathes. But this kid is like wrapped up like a mummy over here, so I don't know.
haven't experienced any harm.
That
Still,
little
the fact that the teddy
shoulder
bear
up at
stopped
the end.
moving as soon as it was facing the camera certainly leaves viewers of the video with an unsettling feeling in the pit of their stomachs.
You know, maybe it's just like, hey, looking good.
Now, if you want to see some
Oh
more
man,
creepy
thanks,
videos,
Callan.
check out
Well, there you go, Callan from Slapped Ham, bringing it as always. You know, I love security footage. I would just wish that some of these security cameras would be up to date. Like, we're forced to update everything nowadays. You would think a place where you keep people and supplies would have like the best cameras, if that's what you were gonna do. But instead, we get like not good cameras. Anyways, I'll be leaving a link to that video in the description below. Go over there, give him a like, give him a subscribe, give him a high five. Tell him he looks great, even though the camera's not great on some of his videos. That's fine. We enjoy it. We have a good time. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe as well. But until next time, I'll see you when I see you. See ya.